Let's take a look at solving with a quadratic formula. Step 1 is to make this equal to 0. So 2, the way to make that a 0 is to subtract 2 from both sides. So I've got 6x squared minus 10x, negative 82 minus 2 is negative 84. 2 minus 2 is 0. Now I can put a check mark because that's ready to go. I'm ready to start. A, B, and C. It's nice because they're in order. A is 6. B is negative 10 and C is negative 84. Now, the formula over here looks pretty big and complicated, right? This part underneath the radical is called the discriminant, and that's what we're going to find next. So I'm going to put a capital D for discriminant, B squared minus 4AC. Okay, so B's negative 10, so negative 10 squared minus 4 times A times C. Now, if you're depending on your calculator to give you the right answer, be sure that you're in charge of the calculator and use parentheses. If you don't, the calculator doesn't understand that you want to square the negative 10. It'll give you a wrong answer, just so you know. All right, so negative 10 squared is 100, and minus 4 times 6 times 84. Let me find what I get for that. All right, we get 2116, big number. And then notice that the discriminant is under the radical. So the square root of the discriminant in this case is going to be the square root of 2116. And it's nice that that comes out nice and clean to 46. So when you do these and you get that your discriminant is just a plain old regular positive number, that tells you something important about the answers you're going to get. It tells you you're going to get two real rational solutions. So that means I'm going to get two answers for one thing. It tells me that they're going to be real numbers, I'm not going to get some kind of imaginary complex number. And I'm also not going to get anything that has a square root in the answer. So that's nice to know as we kind of go through and start to figure this out. Okay, so now let me slide this around. We're going to go back to the A, B, and C, and we're going to go back to the formula and use those kind of together to finish this up. All right, so quadratic formula, I can now say that this is just negative b plus or minus square root of the discriminant over 2a. That's a lot nicer looking than that big one, right? The big formula. So negative b. B's negative 10. So negative 10. That just means positive 10. Plus or minus. We already found the square root of d. Square root of discriminant was 46. Over 2 times a. A is 6. Okay. So this is a much simpler looking problem than all of that was to begin with. So we've taken it in parts and pieces and made it easier for ourselves. Now, this is still confusing because it's got plus or minus. That just means there's two answers. Remember up here, we said there were going to be two real solutions. It just means that one of the solutions is when we do 10 plus 46 over 2 times 6 is 12. And the other solution is when we do 10 minus 46 over 12. Okay, so let's add it up. 10 plus 46. 46 plus 10 is 56 divided by 12. Now, I'm going to put in the calculator and I'm going to get 4.6 repeating, right? But you don't want a decimal usually for these. Most of the time you want to reduce it and get a fraction. So we're going to talk about how to do that in just a minute. 10 minus 46 is negative 36 over 12. That comes out nice and clean. Negative 36 divided by 12 is negative 3. Okay, so let's take this 56 over 12 and let's simplify it. So you do a different color just to help visually. All right, to simplify this fraction, I'm just going to think, what can I multiply to get 56? My first thought is 7 times 8. How do I multiply and get 12? 3 times 4, 6 times 2. Doesn't matter which one you put. You can put either one. I'll put 3 times 4. All right, I don't see anything I can simplify or reduce at this point, but I know that 8 could be 4 times 2. And on the bottom, I've got 3 times 4. So I wrote 4. Let me fix that. I wrote 3. 3 times 4. Okay, so the 4's can cancel and none of the others can cancel. So what's 7 times 2? 14. and there's a 3 on the bottom. 14/3 is your answer there. So 56/12 reduces to 14/3. So our two solutions are 14/3 and -3. Those are our two real rational solutions. No square root in those answers. And that's it. I hope that helps. I'll see you in the next one.